Good day, RK Figs here. I wanted to talk to you today about the planting medium that you should be using for your potted fig trees. And the truth is, I've never really talked about this because it's one of those subjects that many growers feel strongly about, and there are many long-time fig growers out there using different kinds of recipes for their potting mix and spending all kinds of time measuring and mixing. And it seems to be working out for everybody that says they got a great recipe, which is great for them. And the truth is, I've tried to do a few of my own mixes. So let's discuss a popular recipe out there and compare it to a couple of the commercial brands. Many growers seem to like this 5-1-1 mix, which is 5 parts pine bark fines, 1 part sphagnum peat moss, and 1 to 2 parts of perlite. Pine bark fines are supposed to be really good for your fig tree, and I've used it before, but it's pretty heavy. Now, we have 2 popular commercial brands out there. One is Miracle-Gro Potting Mix, and that is made up of 85% peat moss and 15% perlite. And that was my go-to potting mix for a while. And I used to add a little bit more perlite to it. But now I use the other popular commercial mix out there, which is ProMix HP. And that is made up of 75% peat moss and 25% perlite. And I still add a bit more perlite to it. So those are the 2 commercial brands. And by the way, if you have another brand or another mix that you like and you feel performs well for you, please share it with us in the comments below. I love hearing from everyone out there to see what works for them, and this way we can all learn together. Speaking of that, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, you know the drill. Please subscribe, share, leave me a comment, and if you know anybody out there that's growing fig trees, please tell them about my channel. Okay, so why do we even use a potting mix and not dirt? Well, the real question is, what kind of condition do we want our roots to be in? Figs are actually very easy and forgiving kind of tree to grow. In the Mediterranean, you can see fig trees breaking through concrete and towering up over the roofs of buildings. And in the Mediterranean, it doesn't even rain during the summer month. Imagine that. No outdoor events spoiled by the rain. I wish I could have that. So, in the ground differs from your pot because your fig tree's roots dive deep down and get water from below when it's in the ground. And that also means your roots, at least the top portion, are usually not in wet, soggy soil. So, when we water our potted trees, that water needs to get in and get out once your tree has had a good drink. So this is why a well-draining soil, and that is something the perlite helps with, is always preferred, along with good drainage holes at the bottom of your pot to give your water a way to escape. By the way, if you haven't seen my What's the Most Preferred Pot to Use video, please check it out. I'll leave a link in the comments. So the disadvantage of dirt in your pot is, depending on the type of dirt in your area, you may have a dirt that holds on to water and creates a soggy condition. The other bad thing about the dirt, and this is big for me, is it's heavy. And when your fig tree is in a pot, you're going to be moving it around. So the lighter, the better. Another thing to remember is that dirt in the ground has many bugs and worms and other creatures constantly loosening the soil as they move around your roots. And in the pot, there will be a minimum of that going on. So in the ground, you have that nice loose effect from the bugs. But in your pot, there isn't much going on. All right, something I always add to my potting mix, regardless of what potting mix I use, is compost. Mushroom compost seems to be really popular with many growers out there. I was getting this compost before with earthworm casting a few years back, and I felt it really did wonders for my tree. But I can't find that anymore for some reason, and now I'm using a compost with shellfish that seems not as good, but okay. Basically, what I'm trying to say is fig trees will grow in almost any medium. So as long as your potting mix is well draining and not too heavy if you want to move it around, and you're following a good feeding schedule like mine, I'll leave a link in the description, your fig tree will do just fine. I'm RK Figs. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.